friends, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to have you guys here because we're talking about one of my favorite subjects of November and probably the year, which is Thanksgiving. Here in Germany, we celebrate Friendsgiving. We invite all of our friends over and have dinner with them. But in this circumstance, I'll be using the word Thanksgiving. So that way I don't have to jump back and forth or if I forget to say Friendsgiving. But before we get started, if you don't know who I am, my name's Melissa and you've found yourself at Melissa's Cozy Corner where we talk about baking, books, and cozy content. And I feel like Thanksgiving is a perfect kind of ball of all of those things in one. So we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving, how we go ahead and prep Thanksgiving in our home. So the invitations, the grocery shopping, the list making, the menu, everything fun about Thanksgiving, and also the stresses and things to kind of keep an eye out or an ear out or a thought out for this kind of holiday, because it can be stressful for hosting your own Thanksgiving. It can be a lot of work and it is going to cost a little bit of money just because we're putting a lot of work into the food, the time, the energy, and everything. However, if you do have friends coming, the great thing is having them bringing their own food, or not their own food, but a side dish, so that way you're not having to fork out the penny for everything. So that's a later topic. First, we're going to go ahead and talk about invitations. So we do physical invitations. We'll go ahead and create invitations 3 weeks before we're planning on having our Thanksgiving. So we've just had our Thanksgiving this last Saturday on the 4th because it was just the right time for us. So we made our invitations a few weeks prior. Actually right before we went to the US for vacation, but we went ahead and jumped onto Canva, which is an amazing website. It's a free website you can use to go ahead and create invitations or photos or collages, and I've been using Canva to make my invitations for the last 3 years. I really love it, so you can use a template from them or you can go ahead and create your own. I love creating my own because it's just a fun way to add your own little spark, own creativity to your invitation. And you can go ahead and email those out, text them out, or what we do is we print them out, make them pretty, and pop them in the mail and send them out to everybody just to kind of add a little fun twist to it. With that, when we're making our invitations, we'll also start making our menu for Thanksgiving. So this is 3 weeks before Thanksgiving even is here. So 3 weeks before Thanksgiving, we'll send out our invitations to everybody we're inviting, and then we'll also make our menu of things that we want to make for sure, and then also options for our friends and family to make as well. So normally we go ahead and make the turkey and the ham and the pecan pie and pumpkin pie, and there's a few other things that we'll make, but we'll go ahead and make a list of options for other people. So if they come back to us and say, hey, I'm not sure what to bring, we can go ahead and give them some options. For example, we have a couple people that want to come, they're not sure what to make. We'll go ahead and say, hey, you can go ahead and make some grilled vegetables, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, or if you find another American traditional Thanksgiving dish that's a side, go ahead and bring that. We do also salads, so say if somebody wants to bring a green salad, fantastic. And so that way everybody has an idea of what they want to bring. But we first go ahead and make a full menu of all the things we would like to do on our side, and then also options that other people can bring as well. So if they do decide, we can take that off our list, and if they don't decide, we go ahead and add it to our list. So this is 3 weeks in advance. Normally about 10 to 9 days before Thanksgiving, we like to know exactly who is coming. So if nobody's RSVP'd or not everybody has said yes or no, we'll reach out to those people and be like, hey, are you coming? And then once we get all of the yeses, we'll go ahead and send everybody in that kind of group a message saying, we're so looking forward to having you guys here for Thanksgiving, just confirming so-and-so is bringing this, so-and-so is bringing that, and if somebody hasn't confirmed what they're bringing yet, we'll go ahead and be like, just let us know by end of day what you're bringing. So that way we can kind of get an idea of what our menu is going to look like. Because the week before Thanksgiving, we do all of our shopping with all the ingredients that we're going to need. So 3 weeks beforehand, we have a menu and the invitations out. 10 to 9 days before Thanksgiving, we'll go ahead and get confirmation of who's going to be there and what they're going to bring. And then we'll go ahead and finalize our menu as well. So exactly what we are making. And on the 8th day, we'll go ahead and make our grocery list. So we'll print out recipes knowing exactly what we need. We have recipes also saved from the years prior, so that way we can remake the things we've really enjoyed, like frog eye salad. I love frog eye salad and it's delicious. By the way, all the recipes I'm going to be talking about today will be in the description below, and I'll go ahead and list our menu too, so that way if you're interested in what we're having, or if you're not looking forward to making your own menu, you can kind of have an idea of some things that would work well for you. 8th day, we're making our grocery list, and then we're also making sure we have enough cutlery, plates, cups, serving dishes for all of the things we're going to be making and for all of the people that are going to be there. We have also had problems in the past where we forgot to make sure we've had enough chairs, so I highly recommend just checking to make sure you have enough space for everybody and also chairs. You can also we always have the kids sit on the parents' lap if they're small enough. Of course, if they're like 16, that's really not practical. All the friends in our friend group are ages 5 and down, so it actually works out pretty well. So make sure you have enough chairs, cutlery, bowls, plates, anything else you need, just confirming that you have enough. That way you're not stressing about it the days prior. So recommend doing that. So now you've made your grocery list, and on 7 days before Thanksgiving, you'll make your first grocery trip. So this will be all of your non-perishable items. So your flours, your sugars, any drinks that you're wanting to get that nobody else is bringing. So we generally get a little bit of beer, some wine, also soda pop for people who don't drink beer or wine. We'll also get water, bottled water, because it's a lot easier, so that way you're not having to either refill your water pitcher or anything like that. So bottled water just makes it a lot easier. We've also gotten in the habit of doing a mocktail, so something that everybody can drink that has no alcohol in it, but it's really tasty. So it's a nice way to be like, hey, here's a delicious drink to enjoy without any alcohol. And then we have a cocktail that we like to have out as well. But everybody makes the cocktail on their own. It's not the hostess job. If you want to have a cocktail, we have a recipe and it's all set out and pretty for you. So we have day 7 where we go get the non-perishables, sugars, flours, cans, jarred items, like we buy pickles and olives for Thanksgiving as well, and anything that's going to be non-perishable that you can just go ahead and leave outside the fridge and not worry about it for the next couple days. So that's day 7. Day 6, you kind of have a free day if you want. However, if you're buying a larger turkey, you need to kind of look at what day you need to buy your turkey. So we normally buy an 8 to 9 pound turkey because that's the biggest turkey we can get at our grocery store. And we know that we'll have to have it in the fridge for 2 days to defrost. So we buy our turkey 5 days prior to Thanksgiving. However, if you're buying a larger turkey, it's going to take time to defrost, so I recommend looking up tricks and ideas online to how long you need to defrost a larger turkey. And then if you're working on brining your turkey like we do, then that's 3 days in the fridge. So we have 2 days of defrost, 3 days of brining. So day 6, I would look to see how big your turkey is gonna be or how big a turkey you want. And then day 5 for us is buying our turkey. So we buy our turkey 5 days before Thanksgiving, so that way it has time to defrost in the fridge. And that's kind of the biggest thing on day 5 is the turkey. Turkey is the most important part. We'll go ahead and check a couple stores to see where we can find our biggest turkey. We've thought about going ahead and going with a farm in the future to see if we can get bigger turkeys or happier turkeys, but for the most part, we try to find the happiest turkey in our grocery store and biggest turkey. And then day 4 is kind of free or anything that you haven't had a chance to do just yet. 3 days before Thanksgiving, we go ahead and do our next grocery shop trip. So this is buying everything else that you're gonna need, the things that need to go in the fridge, so sour creams, mayonnaise, anything that's perishable, so your fruits and vegetables. We go ahead and do a vegetable platter and a cheese platter for Thanksgiving, so we go ahead and buy all of our cheeses and vegetables. However, there are times where I'll buy my cheeses the day before Thanksgiving just to make sure they're gonna be nice and fresh and happy. That's up to you, that's kind of how you feel. So for me, I buy them the day before Thanksgiving, so 2 days before, but if you feel confident, you can buy them 3 days before and you can do it with your whole grocery trip, so you don't have to make a second grocery trip. But day 3 is kind of buy everything else you need for your Thanksgiving dinner. So your green beans if you're making green bean casserole, your cream cheese if you're making artichoke dip, anything else you're gonna need, you're gonna buy on this day. You also need to make space for in your fridge, if you have a small fridge, to make sure everything's gonna fit in there, so that way everything's happy in the fridge. We're really lucky right now because it's quite cold outside, so we're actually able to put quite a bit of stuff outside and hang out on the balcony, so we're not having to not have any food in the fridge for regular eating. And then for us, because we're buying a smaller turkey, we go ahead and brine our turkey on day 3 or 3 days before. So it's brine and then for 1 full day, and then we're gonna cook our turkey on that Thanksgiving day. So we brine our turkey on the 3rd day, and that's just sugar, salt, and any spice and herbs that you want. It's going to dry out your turkey to create a nice, beautiful crust. If you want to look that up, I recommend checking online how to brine your turkey. And if you have a bigger turkey, it may take different time. So again, highly recommend looking this up for your turkey specifically. But for ours, it was an 8-9 pound turkey, 2 days of defrosting and 3 days of brining. And then on that 3rd day, we went ahead and cooked it. So we brined our turkey 3 days before Thanksgiving. We also went and got all of our perishable items from the grocery store, and we washed all of the dishes that we were going to need. So we had just our general plates, but we had some serving dishes that we had to wash because we hadn't used them in quite a while, and anything else that needed to be washed, we washed 3 days before, so that way we weren't stressing about it. And now the day before Thanksgiving. This is when things kind of get a little bit more hectic because we have actually quite a bit of things to get done before the true day of Thanksgiving. So my first thing I wanted to do was bake my pies. So when I woke up the day before Thanksgiving, I said, okay, I need to make a pecan pie and a pumpkin pie. Those are my first 2 things that need to go in the oven. You could have made your pie dough the day before, or you can make it the day of while other things are kind of working around in the kitchen as well. But I made my dough and my pies all on the same day, popped those in the oven so they could bake throughout the day, and I wasn't stressing about it at all. We also went ahead and made our cranberry sauce. So that was something that we wanted to make the day before, pop in the fridge and let it rest through the day. So it was nice and delicious the next day. And for one of my favorite recipes, frog eye salad, you need to make kind of a pineapple custard. And so we went ahead and made that the day before as well, so that way it could sit in the delicious custard juices and become really delightful. So there's a few things that we go ahead and do the day before Thanksgiving, just to make sure these aren't things we're gonna stress the day of. Another thing you can do as well is actually set your table. So if you have the opportunity or the possibility, I highly recommend just setting your table the day before, so that's not on your mind the day of. It takes a lot of stress off of your plate, and then it's done, and you don't have to worry about somebody showing up early and not having your home kind of set up for the day. So that's kind of the day before Thanksgiving, is preparing for the day of course. And then before, this year we did something a little bit different. This year, before we went to bed, we went ahead and made a time schedule for the next day. So just an idea of when things had to go in the oven, and we had a little list on my phone of these are the things that we have to do, and these are the times where these things can be done. So we knew that our turkey took 3 hours to bake, so our turkey had to go in the oven at 3 o'clock or 3:30 by the latest. So we went ahead and put a time next to our turkey, so we kind of knew when our turkey needed to be in the oven. And then we knew our hams could go in the oven right after the turkey, because the turkey has to rest for at least 20-30 minutes. So we could put our hams directly in the oven right after. And then while the hams are baking, we kind of prep everything else to make sure it's ready to go in the oven to warm up. So if somebody ends up bringing green bean casserole, then you can go ahead and heat that up right after the hams come out. So you got turkey resting, hams come out, and now you get the green bean casserole or corn pudding in the oven to reheat. But that's why you have a timetable, so you can kind of get an idea of how your next day is gonna go. I'll go ahead and list kind of how we set up our timetable, just so you have an idea and so you know what it looks like. Really, it's just a list on my phone, and then we talked about what is more important, what needs to be done. So I knew my bread rolls, they could be done right in the morning. They don't have to be hot served. They can go ahead and just be baked and then put off to the side, and they're ready to go once dinner's served. Or for example, our cheese board, that could be prepped before anybody gets here, so that way when people do get here, we can just throw it out, people can eat it, enjoy it, while we're going to finish making everything else in the kitchen. So day of, a lot more stressful. However, the one thing we've definitely learned is the timetable is just an idea. So Thanksgiving dinner is never on time. It's never going to be on time because things get pushed around. Your guests show up, you want to say hello, so now instead of 2:30 something being done, now it's 3 o'clock and you've been talking to your friends and you're like, oh, the turkey's supposed to be in the oven now, but we first have to bake the thing that was supposed to go in at 2:30. So things happen. The point of this day isn't just to be stressed and just unbearably uncomfortable because you're moving things around, you're unable to interact with your friends or family. Have a good time. It's a great way to kind of just celebrate and be around the people you love. If you want to also have a kind of a side plan, so if somebody comes in, we have this every year. So if somebody comes in and says, hey, what can I do to help? It's nice to have kind of a list of things that people can do. So maybe your table's not set and you can ask the first people to help you set the table. Or maybe you just need to clean something up real quick and then you can ask that person to help clean it up, or set up your drink table, or make your mocktail. Our mocktail, I love it so much. It's so easy and I can give it to anybody to make because it's just ginger beer and pear nectar and a little bit of lemon juice. I'll put the recipe down below. But it's super easy and I can give it to anybody and anybody can make it. So having a small list of like things that you may not get to but aren't super important but anybody else could do, I highly recommend. It's a great way to kind of keep your guests also distracted. Or what we've also done in the past is we've just had the table set, put all of our appetizers out, so cut up vegetables, olives, pickles, any pickled items that we've picked up, and then also our cheese. And we've said, hey, enjoy yourself, sit, relax, just eat and have a drink and chat amongst yourselves. And then they're happy. So really just stay relaxed, stay patient, and give yourself a lot of love during this day. If you're doing this also with a partner or a friend, make sure you're communicating with each other saying, hey, I'm a little stressed. Hey, there's a lot going on. Oh, I haven't got this done. Or saying, hey, we don't have time to do the artichoke dip this year, so we're gonna go ahead and take it off the list and we're not gonna make it. And just being okay with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a day to have fun, enjoy food, and be around your friends and family. So if something doesn't get done, oh well. Or if something gets burnt, don't serve it. Just relax. I know it's going to be a lot, but I promise hosting Thanksgiving is actually a lot of fun. We have a blast every year. A week before Thanksgiving, we question if we should actually be doing it, but then we have everybody here. Everybody's like telling us how they feel comfortable and warm in our home, that they love this holiday that we've brought to Germany, and it's just a really fun celebration. And then after you're done celebrating Thanksgiving, make sure you get yourself a full platter of food, by the way. But my last tip, once everybody goes home, make sure they're not staying too late, like 10:30, 11, and then kick them out. You've been cooking all day, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you want to sleep, and your feet probably are so tired that you just want to kick them up and relax and watch something on YouTube for a little bit. So after Thanksgiving, after everybody's left, just put everything in the kitchen or put saran wrap over things and put it outside if it's cold enough, and just relax. Everything's gonna be there the next morning. You don't have to clean up. We've got a dishwasher, which is really handy, so we just throw some stuff in the dishwasher and start it and let it run throughout the night. Not throughout the night, but at the end of the night. And then everything's gonna be there the next day. But we don't start early the next day. We wake up, we take it slow, we sit on the sofa, drink a cup of coffee, watch something, or play a little Dreamlight Valley just to relax. And then later on in the day, we'll actually start cleaning up just to give ourselves a moment of relaxation, peace, celebrating what we've actually completed, and just having a moment of just bliss. Because you've done something that's truly amazing. You've put on a wonderful dinner party, even if it's just you and your partner, you and a friend, you and a cat, you and a group of 16 other people. You've done something that is truly wonderful and beautiful. You've put together a dinner party, and no matter how it went, it's still gonna go better than not having one at all, I think. Sometimes they go badly, but ours will always go great because we're gonna have a positive mind, we're gonna have a good time, and we're just going to we're gonna go with the flow, because sometimes that's all we can do. But I'm gonna go ahead and list more details down below. So I'll kind of list our time schedule so it's better written out so you kind of have a better visual idea. I'll go ahead and make our menu as well so you can follow our menu. I'll make a list of tips and tricks I've learned that I've also given throughout this video so you can have an idea of some things that you also enjoy. But my biggest tip is just have a good time with it. Cook the things you want, eat the things you want, drink the things you want. This is a holiday that you're putting on, and that's going to be at your home or wherever you're hosting it. Have a good time because it's your holiday that you're putting on and it's your event. And so you should love it and you should enjoy all the things that you've put a part of it. One of the other things I do a couple days beforehand is just put up a couple decorations. A lot more than a couple decorations. I'm a decorating person, but go ahead and throw out a beautiful pillow or anything else if you are decorating type, and just put up some nice little lights that hang here and there, and I'll add a nice warmness to your place as well. So those are some tips, some ideas, a great way to do Thanksgiving. And if you're hosting Thanksgiving, let me know in the comments below. I would love to know your guys' tips if you've done it before, or your favorite Thanksgiving dish. If you're not hosting Thanksgiving and you just watched this video because you're amazing, let me know what your favorite Thanksgiving side dish or main dish is, because I am a pie girl, but frog eye salad and artichoke dip, I can't ever say no to them. They're just my favorite things to eat during this season. And I'll swear by it every single time. I have to make those two things. Those are always on my menu. But I would love to hear what's on your menu or what your favorite dish is. And let me know if you have any questions, if you want any more advice. I'm here to help. I've already finished mine, so I'm done for the year, so I can help wherever you need it. And yeah, I wish you guys all the best of luck for your Thanksgiving or your holiday dinners, whatever you're doing. And I hope you have a fantastic day, a wonderful November, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!